Hello guys, welcome to my presentation. Today's topic the major skill in learning a language. Introduction. The art of communication is the language of leadership. Language skills are just as important in 21st century as they were when Apollo orbited the moon. Listening, speaking, reading and writing are critical language skills you need to navigate a changed professional landscape. The understanding may have changed, but fundamentals remain the same. Read on the discover discover how these four language skills are relevant today and how you can develop your listening, speaking, reading and writing skills. Reading. There are hundreds of reading materials available to any who want to improve their reading language skills. Books, magazines, news websites, blogs, and so on. Books not only help you improve your reading, but also help you learn about the culture of the people who speak the language. Reading books, comics, and magazine books. Today you have download ebook in additional to printed book and magazines. Comic books are a great resource for beginners. The picture help you understand the story easily, even if you don't know all of the words used, and they make for light reading and are fun and entertaining. A dictionary is an absolute must. Whenever you get stuck with a new word, you can quickly refer to the dictionary and find out the meaning. Reading news. You can read newspapers and online journals or news sites. Reading the news helps us you learn the language and also familiarize you with the current event, the popular sports, art, attitudes, and culture of the people in the country where the language is used. Reading blogs online. Blogs are written every inches. You can think of food travels, healthcare, fashion, parenting, romance, technology. Read whatever topics interest you. Most blogs and even online news sites are free to read, so there are inexpensive method you can try for improving your reading skills. Next, speaking. Improving speaking skills is one area where many people find difficult. They have no problem in writing but are hesitant to speak, worried that they will make mistake. This is because pronunciation and intonation are also important when it comes to speech. In fact, I know some people who are pretty good at writing French and Spanish but run away at the prospect of holding a conversation. Yes, it does take certain confidence and nerve to talk to a native speakers in a language you as learner. Seek of a native teacher. You could look for a teacher in your city or even online on a language learn website. You can also join a class, but a teacher who can teach you one on one in is performable any day. Find a native speaker to converse with. Your best bet is to find someone online in discussion forums or your language website. This person can be a native speaker, a learner at an advanced level, or someone who is a beginner like you. Every conversation is worth it to improve your language skills. Next, attend meetups and events. If your city has a community of learners of a particular language, you should join it. Whenever there are meetups and any kind of event like a film show and exhibition or anything similar, you can attend and mingle and hold conversation. If you don't have one in your city, you are sure to find on online. Next, listening. Improving listening skills. Contrary to what you may have thought till now, can be the most difficult skill for a language learners. This is because when you are listening to your learning tabs, the person is usually speaking in a very clear and slow manner. But when you listen to native speaker, they may be fast and they may have certain inflection and colloquialism that may make it very difficult for you to follow them. There is a plethora of resources available to you when it come to learn listening. You just need to be very careful to not fall into the trap. A passive learning. It's not possible to simple watch movie or listening to music in your target language and become a whiz at it. You need to also process what you are hearing. You need to understand and study it. So let's see how to do that efficiently. Practice your learning skill in short routes rather than got it hammer and tongue for hours at a time. Listen for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. This way you will not be overwhelmed, rather will you enjoy the time you spend listening. This could be a podcast, movie, audio tabs, whatever you prefer. In fact, do something different every day to break the monotony. Next, be focused and attentive to your listening task. Do not multitask. Sure, you can listen to Spanish song while you are doing your laundry and will certainly enjoy it. However, I doubt how much actually learning you will be able to do. So, when you want to listen in, leave everything else aside and concentrate on whatever you are going to listen to you. Next, take a note for every new and unfamiliar words. Make a note of new and unfamiliar words whenever you are listening to your target language with the intention of studying. Make sure to write down all the words that seem unfamiliar. After you finish your listening session, take out your dictionary and write down the meaning against those words. Next, practice make perfect. Listen to the same audio repeatedly. Nothing like repetition to get it firmly into your little gray cells. Again, keep switching your resources. A podcast today, a song tomorrow, a film the day after to keep it from getting boring. Next, writing. Improving writing skills is often the first time you will try to actually produce the language, especially if you are learning in a classroom format. Writing is just as important a process as speaking. And if you are looking to make a career in translation, then it is the single most important skill you need to develop. So let's check out how you can become good at writing a foreign language. 4.1, find a pen pal. Haven't you learned letter writing at a school? Why don't you suppose that is writing letter is an efficiently tool that helps you develop writing skills? You have to mention improve important fact with rambling even for friendly letters. You have to be more precious than when you are talking as a beginner. You can start be sending podcast to pen pals as you learn more of the language, move on to write and one page letters. Attempt writing exercise. Search for online worksheets with writing exercise. Website that offer you several. They could include grammar exercise, which will help you master parts of speech, active and passive voice, and so on, and punctuations. Military a diary. Maintain a diary and it your target language, just as you would have written about your day at work, at home, with friends, in your diary, in your own tongue. tongue. Write it in the language you are trying to master. Starter blocks. No, I am not joking. If you are learning a language, start a block in your native language. It doesn't cost you anything. Include a few short posts in the language you are learning. You may be surprised to learn how many people are interested in listening to your stories, or in this case, reading about it. Blogs will not only give you writing practice, but you will also be able to network with a communicate of writers, people who are learners in the same language, and so on. This will you get the opportunity to improve further in your target language and get support from them. Thank you for listening to this session.